Hi, Organo family. This is Anna Kleinsasser calling in today from the beautiful state of Wisconsin. I have my Organo cup of OG King all ready to go, and I'm just going to share some tips with you today about working from home. I want to say right up front that I am really new to live streaming and video calling, so please bear with me and may make some mistakes here and there, but I hope you guys get something out of this. I'm going to start today by just sharing a little bit of our story. So my husband Dwayne and I, we got started in Organo about 10 years ago. It was our very first network marketing experience. We had never done MLM before, so we were brand new to it, and we weren't really sure what to expect. It was a very different experience for us. We were always, my husband was always in construction before that, so this was a brand new way of doing business. But we ran with it. Had some really, really great leaders in the Nielsen family who just really inspired us. Casey, Deanna, and Steven, it just really helped us along the way and gave us some really great insight in sharing the product, in sampling, and in following up. And we followed the 4 steps and we moved ahead, and we went sapphire within the first 6 weeks in the business. So we were not sure what that meant at that time, actually. So we were unsure. They told us, oh, you guys just went sapphire, and we're like, okay, what does that mean? So they told us, and it was very exciting for us because we did not understand how network marketing worked or how the regs worked or anything like that. So, but needless to say, 10 years later, we are still here. We're still sharing the product. We're still sharing our testimonial. Over the past 10 years, we've also worked up a pretty substantial residual income in working from home. The majority of our work that we have done has been from home. I do most of my work from home now. Of course, we can't go out, or not as much as we're used to. So we're not doing in-house meetings or anything like that, but we are still definitely working from home. And I just want to share some tips today that I have picked up over the years, building up our residual income. The very first thing I want to share with you guys is to set a time that works for you. So set a time to work on your OG business every single day. If this is not something that you have been doing consistently every day, you may want to start small, maybe set up like 10-15 minutes or schedule one Zoom meeting, but set a time that works for you and your family. Now this is going to look different for different families, whether you have children or no children, or whether it's little ones, or if they're a little bit older, you have a little bit more flexibility. But setting up a time is crucial, because it's very easy if you don't have a specific time scheduled in your calendar when you're going to do your work. It's very easy to just go about your day and just keep thinking, I'll do it later, I'll do it later. And next thing you know, it's in the evening and you're telling yourself you'll do it tomorrow, but you still haven't scheduled a time. It's easy to just not do it. So that's why that is one of the most important things that I always tell people is just set a time to make those phone calls, to do those follow-ups, to do the Zoom meetings, or just to get together with your team or to build your team. And the next one I want to talk about is to designate a workspace. So along with setting a time, you also want to find a space in your home that's quiet, where you can work, where you can get away from distractions and you can just work. For me, it's really important to have a workspace because of mindset. I always know when I go to my desk where I have all my stuff laid out, I know it's my work time, and it's a lot easier for me to put the distractions aside if I know that I'm going to that certain workspace. And that kind of goes right hand in hand with the next thing, and that's to stay focused. If you have your workspace all sorted out, staying focused is easier. It's a lot harder to stay focused if you're working on the couch, where you can get distracted, where you can just start browsing on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or just the internet in general, or the next thing you know, you're just binge watching on Netflix. So one other thing that I do to stay focused is I don't take personal calls or personal text messages during my work time. I will usually, unless it's an emergency, of course, but I will glance at it, and then I'm just going to put my phone aside, and I will return those calls and texts when I'm done. That's something that has really helped me as well, because I know that we can get caught up if we take a call. Next thing you know, you're on the phone for half an hour to 45 minutes when we are supposed to be working. So along with those, the next one is to make sure your family knows when you're working. And that if you have your workspace all and your time all set up, your family knows. They know that, when mom or dad, when they're in their workspace, in the office, the door is closed, that they are working. And my children know. I have 3 beautiful teenagers that they get it. They know that when we are in the office, when we're working, that they don't distract us, unless of course it's an emergency and they really need something. But for the most part, they are really good at just letting us work, and having good communication with them is really, really important. And of course, this is different if the children are younger. I know when my kiddos were a little bit younger, I would usually work more in the afternoons when they were taking a nap or having some quiet time. I would do most of my work during that time. So that's why finding the time that works for you is so important. The very last thing I want to talk about is to limit your work time. That's set a certain time, set your time, but also set how many hours that you're going to work. Once again, if you're new to working from home, and if you're new to network marketing and you have never done this before, you want to start small. I work a lot more now than I did when I first started. You just want to do what works for you. Set a time that works for you, set a place that works for you, but definitely also set a limit, to how long you're going to work, because you definitely want to spend time recharging and resetting and spending time with a beautiful family of yours. So those are my 5 top things. Of course, there's different ones, and there's different things that you can do, different things that will work for different people. But those are the 5 top things that I have learned that I have to do in order to stay on top of my work game, so to speak. So I hope this helps you guys. I hope you get something out of this. And I wish you all the best. Remember, it's easy, it's simple, it's organo.